y'all, it's Andrea, and I actually want to make this video, and the title of this video is why nothing that your doctor suggests has actually helped relieve your fibromyalgia and or heal your fibromyalgia completely. And I honestly think that it is a blind spot that doctors have, and it's not really their fault. I really don't think it's their fault. I just think that the system that they have, spent so many years in leaves out information that is so important, yet gets left out. And it's not their fault. They're doing the best they can do in what they've been trained in, right? But what I want to tell you is, and what I think so many doctors and specialized doctors miss is that we humans are not just this simple, basic creation. We're very complex, and we're multidimensional. And what do I mean by multidimensional is that there is different levels to us, right? We have the mental. That's one level to us, is our mental state, our emotional state, okay, our spiritual state, and lastly, our physical, okay? The physical, think of these like aspects to us as like dimensions, like layers, okay? And the physical is the last to show, or the last to manifest, okay? Which means that if, let's say you have depression, okay? You can't get out of bed, you have no energy, maybe you don't want to eat, or maybe you're overeating foods that are not healthy for you, right? So you can go in both directions. These physical symptoms you're experiencing, the no energy, the maybe not eating or eating too much of the bad stuff, those are just symptoms of what's going on above that, right? So it could be that your emotional state needs some tender love and care. It can be that your mental state needs some tender love and care. It can be maybe that you're spiritually broken at the time, or spiritually malfunctioning at the time, and your spirit needs love and care. Yes, the symptoms are being manifested in the physical, right? In your body and your day-to-day life and your activities, but that's not where the problem originates. The problem originates in these higher levels, higher aspects of ourselves that actually can be seen, right? It's not like your body, it can't be seen. You can't see your mental, emotional, spiritual state, but you can feel it. Okay, and what I think, this is my opinion, what I think is going on is that doctors are completely leaving out the fact that we're mental, emotional, spiritual beings, and they're just focusing on the physical, and they wonder why in the hell they can't figure out what's wrong with these patients that have fibromyalgia. They can't explain these weird sensations and symptoms. And I've heard so many women complain about how they feel so misunderstood, not heard, ignored from doctors, because unfortunately they're ignorant. And I'm pretty sure if doctors listen to this video, they're probably not going to agree with what I'm saying, and that's fine. But I'm just saying that if doctors cannot figure it out, they can't figure out why these patients are reporting these super weird, strange symptoms. Hey, maybe you're missing something. Maybe that part that you refuse to look at, that part that you refuse to consider, is actually the part that's actually going to make a change. It's actually going to help, right? So I understand there's all types of doctors out there, right? Some doctors believe in religious slash spiritual things, many doctors don't. And that's fine. But I'm just saying, maybe consider the fact that that thing that you refuse to look at, that thing that you refuse to consider, that could be the thing that could actually makes a change, that actually makes a difference in patients' lives. So the reason why your doctor, nothing your doctor suggests to you, which I'm not a doctor and I'm not saying to be a doctor, but you don't need to be a doctor to use critical thinking. You don't need a doctor to ask questions and do research. You don't need to be a doctor. I feel like sometimes we put these people with these degrees and certificates on these like pedestals, and like they're just all knowing and they're the expert. And it's like, no, you need to believe in yourself that you can do critical thinking, that you can read, that you can learn, that you can understand things. So I'm not claiming to be a doctor. I don't wish to be a doctor. Nothing against doctors, but I simply have strong disagreements on certain things. And this is something I strongly disagree with, is that we are not just physical beings. We are spiritual, mental, emotional beings. And, and the problems we have physically don't start physically. Although they're manifesting and showing physically, that's not where the problem starts. So the reason why your doctor suggests pain medication, maybe you do physical therapy, maybe you do exercise, maybe you do massages, maybe you do cannabis products, maybe you do water therapy, and all this different things, which for some may help, for others may not. Let me tell y'all, these are just band-aids, okay? That is like my favorite metaphor to use for all these different things that people are trying, is they are just helping you maintain. They're just helping you manage. Some don't even help you manage. Some don't even help you maintain, but you're just managing and maintaining your disease, your illness, rather than actually healing it. So I just wanted to share that because I just keep just listening to all these women just express how they are not being listened to, they're not being taken serious by doctors. And you know what? If I didn't know this, if I didn't know how to help somebody, if I didn't know what was going on with them, maybe I'd be just as dismissive. They have hundreds and thousands of other patients to have to see after you. So they're just like, oh, well, that person just has to figure it out. Like, I don't know what's wrong with them. Well, it could be that there's something in the mental, emotional, spiritual body that's going on that is actually coming through the layers and manifesting in the physical. So I really just wanted to share that because I understand that doctors are there to help us, and I'm not shitting on Western medicine. I'm not shitting on the healthcare system completely, because I do actually believe that the healthcare system or Western medicine does have its place. And let me tell you where it has its place. It has its place in life-saving situations, in like emergency situations. Like if you need a freaking heart bypass, like, yeah, you need to get in the freaking operation room ASAP. You know, your aorta is about to freaking burst, aortic valve in your heart is about to burst, and your doctor catches it. Like, absolutely, get that patient to surgery ASAP. You know, you're in a car accident and your freaking shoulder's broken, your leg's broken, whatever. Got your head bashed in and you're still alive, and the doctor's got to do like emergencies, like surgery. Absolutely. Western medicine does have its place, okay? Western medicine does have its place, and it's for life-saving emergency situations. But when we're talking about healing illnesses that are of the mind or that are of the emotional body, Western medicine is not your guy. I'm sorry. All they're going to do is give you pain medication to cover up the pain. Guess what happens when the pain medication wears off? If it works, the pain's still going to be there, right? So not shitting on Western medicine totally. Western medicine has its place. The procedures and surgeries they do are absolutely life-changing. It takes insane amount of knowledge and skill as a doctor, as a surgeon, as a specialist to do those things 100%, okay? But they are not the end-all be-all, okay? And so I think people need to remember that sometimes, is that doctors are humans just like you, just like me. They're prone to mistakes just like you, just like me. That's why they call it a healthcare practice, because doctors are always practicing medicine. It's never an like end all be all. Like they're just done. And, you know, I'm sure doctors can be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old and be really good at what they do, be an expert at what they do, but they're always in practice. That's why I call it my medical practice, right? So just a reminder, you know, doctors are humans just like us, and don't attach yourself too much to like, this is the only way that I can be helped. Because if you attach yourself to there's only one way that you can find healing, that you can find help, you might be missing out on things that can actually truly help and that are not going to rack up your medical debt. So just wanted to make this video to anybody that wonders why things that their doctor suggests are just not helping.